Okay, we're rolling. Did da ha de na. I'm never gonna get this, guys. Hey guys, my name's Tom, and what you just heard me speak, well, try to, was Cornish. I'm here at the Looe Music Festival, where along with all the great acts on show, they're running a Cornish language workshop, and there's an event later on which I'm super excited about called the Big Cornish Sing, where hopefully people will be able to show off what they've learned. I'm hoping to learn a lot about the language, and I really understand why people are so passionate about something which is only spoken by less than 500 people. And you never know, I might even pick up a few words along the way. Maybe.
On the wall, or get a new tattoo that means nothing at all. We want identity while sticking with a pack. You know that.
First though, I want to find out what the people of Looe know about the Cornish language and ask how many people they think speak it.
We've known Cornwall since '96 and moved down here 3 years ago.
Lived in Looe all my life.
Do you know anything about the Cornish language?
No.
Nothing at all?
No,
Nothing
there is
at all.
one, but I am aware of it, but I'm a bit old now to tackle that.
I have
Yeah.
seen it on signs.
Just like they were bad spellers.
How many people do you think speak Cornish?
Well, since I've been down here, I've never heard one, not one.
About 900,000.
What do you think?
11.
In the country,
650,000?
I think it would be more than that. Because Cornwall is a fairly large city.
Maybe 1,000?
I'd say about 5,000.
12,500.
I would say a couple thousand. That's what I would say.
Probably 30 or 40,000.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Not many.
Not many.
Just that.
What does that mean?
Hello. Hello.
Is that the first word already?
The storms of winter keep us firm ashore.
It's clear I have a lot of work to do before the big sing, so I'm heading for the Cornish language workshop to try and learn a few words and meet some Cornish speakers.
Bilge it into store. Row, boys, row, row against the tide, boys. Hear the cure cry, boys, row. Row, boys, row, catch them on the run, boys. Row until you're done, boys, row.
So Mark, for someone like myself who knows literally nothing about the Cornish language, what can you tell me about its history and its heritage?
Well, Cornish is one of the 6 Celtic languages, but it fell out of use gradually in the 18th and 19th centuries. Before then, it had been a flourishing language with a whole set of literature, plays that are still performed today. So in those, well, up until the 20th century, it sort of just shrank down into small communities like the fishing community, farming communities. Through the 20th century, it was just kept alive in small community groups and families. So it's really quite an endangered language, but it has managed by hook or by crook to stay alive until now. It's still very much a community language, so some families will speak it. I have lots of friends who speak it, so I'll use it socially. The big change has been having official recognition, so the UK government officially recognised Cornish as a language in 2003.
The official status meant that it became more visible around Cornwall, and that's a huge difference. When Mark and I were growing up down here, you very rarely saw the language, apart from in all the place names, which are all Cornish. But now, you see it written in many, many places, in lots of businesses, as Mark said, take it up. So the fact that it's more visible means people are more curious about it, and that hopefully becomes a virtuous circle.
So you mentioned that it's now an official language. Is it now being taught more in schools? Is it being picked up more?
The council is trying to support the language, for example, through bilingual signage, really raising the visibility of the language, using it in its projects, and supporting that programme of trying to get Cornish into schools where they want to have classes. It seems to be a growing number of students coming through, which is great. They're also getting younger, so that's very positive as well, because obviously younger people are more likely to actually do something with the language, say write books, create films, things like that. It's up to our generation to use it as much as we can, so it's passed on in at least as good a state as it was, hopefully better, really.
Once you've learnt the language and you love the language, you want to teach and share and do as much with it as possible. There's a saying in Cornish, Den a golis and tavis a golis a dir. So a man who's lost his language has lost his land. So I think the two things are quite intrinsic together. And it's a challenge because when you sort of talk about the language, a lot of people are quite resistant to the idea of the language coming back and at some distant future being a bilingual place again.
So guys, I loved the workshop, but I'm dying to know, how did I do?
What do you think? How did he do?
Well, efo rugus saia in time is I bosleth or earthic.
Hang on, Kin's a Prisrag Bowl.
Well,
that's like Da Laurel.
Dalor, Ihilia.
So the crowds are gathering, the big Cornish thing's about to start. As you can see, the heavens have opened. Welcome to Cornwall.
Ragi dus bilein I verden sus travel av I got him rag a silver warm days Rosas row Vetten frosas bo en garver hosas Rosas row Is catching in seesos row Is man be squeezos row One more time Rosas row Vetten frosas bo en garver hosas Rosas row Is catching in seesos row Is man be squeezos row Row is man be squeezos row Thank you very much.
So that's it. I feel like I've learned so much today, and I think it's safe to say that, despite the weather, the Big Cornish Thing has been a huge success. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have found the idea of learning a language spoken by less than 500 people a bit more confusing. But it's about more than that. It's about heritage, about being proud of where you're from. And seeing how interested everyone was in today's events and meeting the guys who are so dedicated to keeping the Cornish language alive has been absolutely eye-opening. With events like today spreading awareness and the council planning to fund language classes in local schools, rag hen and nera Clwys Cernywick, rag termin here, del de bav.
It's what I die for, nothing a metaphor could describe. I'm all for you, and in my darkest moments, she'll address my notions.